Okay, Sunday 29th of June 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Seeing the signal behind shock and awe. Now, there's one interesting thing I noticed in the markets is that there are certain big movers and players moving into, let's say, the Bitcoin space. And they were moving billions here and there. Millions and billions being raised, allocated here and there. And some people would say, whoa, that's amazing, that's a signal, that's a lot of numbers, a lot of zeros, which is indeed is true, it's correct. But there's a signal right there to say, if these big players are willing and able to put billions, millions and billions into something, into a position, into Bitcoin in some fashion, then that right there...
Turn right onto Victoria Road, A5154.
That right there says that there is a mismatch, an epistemic lag, so to speak. Epistemic contrast, even contrast. Their reality is they're doing millions and billions, and yet over here, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in the same asset, same financial position, okay? And that right there tells you something, because as a principle, your knowledge should always be in proportion to the position of the trade, no matter what it is, financial and beyond. You need to know more, you need to know what you're doing, basically. You need to know more and understand more than what you're doing. So if these people are willing and able to put billions into something, and yet you're over here thinking about hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands, then really you need to be scaling it up. Add an extra zero at the end of that, because if they're willing and able, they know something you don't. Add an extra zero, but in order to do that, learn a lot more. Because if they're willing, then that indicates you should be doing this over here, more over there. Understand that epistemic contrast, that reality difference, because in that difference, via the headline, highlighted by the headline, there's signal, there's information, there's raw data. If they're willing and able to do that, what does that say about me? What does that say what I should be doing or not be doing? So in the same way you hear in the news the headlines, such and such is buying Bitcoin, for example. If this big company, BlackRock, for example, moving into the space, then why isn't the local one down here, or why aren't they over here, or the corner shop over there, or the family office over here? For example, if they're willing and able to do it on the grand scale, then why isn't anyone or many other people willing and able to do it? That contrast, that reality, the difference in the realities right there. They know something I don't. That's the key thing. So that really, that shock, whoa, means be spurred into action, into doing more, so as to understand better, so as to perform better. It's that. Look, seeing the headline and recognizing that someone knows more than you do, so therefore, get into high gear, pull up your socks and learn a lot more, so you can have that same confidence and same conviction to do something on a bigger, grander scale. If they're doing it, shock and awe, that's a signal to say, why aren't you? That's an interesting way of looking at it. Risk appetite, strategy, time horizon, the usual buzzwords. But that, just because there's headlines, doesn't just mean, wow, isn't that noteworthy? Cool, historical moment, for example, or a footnote in history, very nice. Or something shareable, very nice. But then, what does that tell you about you? What are you missing? What's the epistemic contrast? What's the difference? What do they know? What do they know that you don't? That's the key thing. That's powerful. Very, very powerful to understand. Again, if they're talking millions and billions, why are you over here just talking tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands? Interesting. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.